On today's episode of I Grew Up in an Actual Dictatorship, so you know you're not in one, I want to compare side by sides the public services offered by a socialist/communist government and the ones that are offered here in the United States, paid for by taxpayer dollars. You tell me which one you prefer. While here in the United States, the government uses our taxpayer dollars and assigns it to a public works department that takes care of infrastructure like sewers, Cuba, that's not the case. Yes, on paper, a socialist government is supposed to take care of all of our needs. After all, they have all the resources. But when taken to practice, it looks a little bit more like this. This happened on February 2025. Cuba was hit by heavy rain, and on top of destroying our houses, don't take your eyes off of that kid that you see in the corner. He fell through a manhole. The manhole wasn't covered. Minutes into the video, you hear the boy's father desperately screaming, my boy, where is my boy?" It was too late for him. The boy disappeared with nowhere to be found, because in Cuba, the government couldn't even fix the sewer system, let alone cover all the manholes. Didn't even get any funny ideas about suing them, because in Cuba, a totalitarian government that rose to power through socialism and communism, trying to sue them over the loss of your son would only get you thrown in jail. In the United States, the government with our taxpayers' money takes care of all the public areas such as the sidewalks and the street. In Cuba, that's not the case, as Cubans are forced 1 weekend out of the month to do voluntary work, which you have to work and clean your own streets and your own sidewalk. I already told you guys about the CDR, a committee placed in every block in Cuban City that watches our every move, and they make sure you attend to that voluntary work. The effects of voluntary work ripples even through your job industry, as one Sunday out of the month, you are forced to go through the company that you work for and clean the whole building for them, under the threat of being fired, or any time that a Cuban government gives some type of articles to the workers like deodorant, a TV, or a radio. If you don't participate in this voluntary work, you will never be the recipient of any of this, even if you happen to be the best worker for the company. This is such a forced task on us that we even have a holiday for it on the 23rd of November, El Día del Trabajo Voluntario. It's a holiday that you don't get to spend with your family, but rather doing forced labor. In the United States, we have public restrooms pretty much anywhere. In Cuba, that's not the case. In fact, let me walk you through a very common Cuban experience. You're in the beach, basking in the sun, trying to swim, and all of a sudden, a turd, looking like a submarine, starts approaching you. You desperately start swimming away, throwing water at it, and get out of the beach till it completely disappears. It's not uncommon seeing Cubans pee pretty much anywhere, on the side of bus stops, going inside of somebody's farms, using a banana plantain leaf as a toilet paper, or even, if you're not careful enough, waking up one morning to your front porch with a package arrival. And I'm not talking about an Amazon one. I'm talking about a Cuban who was walking through your neighborhood, felt the desperation of having to use the restroom, and since we don't have any public restroom, they simply use your front porch. Go on talking about how we don't even have public water service. It is not uncommon for total strangers to be knocking on the door every day asking you for a glass of water. I myself can count the times that I knocked on someone's door just because I was thirsty, I was passing through, and I needed a glass of water. Thankfully, every Cuban does this, and they're always willing to give you water. You get my point, right? A socialist/communist government strips you away from your dignity along with your resources. Listen to me. Not delude yourself thinking that giving all your riches to the 1% will somehow fix all the problems for the rest of the 99%. For this, and many more reasons, it's why I tell you, America is not a dictatorship at all.